What's up, you guys? Andre here with ZbWKwL Trace. Today's video is going to be on what I think about this little machine right here. It's the Wacker SM100 mini skid steer, or you can call it utility track loader. People call it a whole sorts of different things, but I just call it mini skid. So this is going to be a 120-hour review. Like, what do I think about this machine? Would I buy it again? Honestly, I'd probably wait. I should have waited for the SM120. It's a lot more heavy duty. But the thing is, that one will not fit through a 36-inch gate. This one will. I only had it one time that this thing fit where a SM120 wouldn't fit. Price difference, it's a few grand cheaper than the SM120. Whenever I bought this machine, it was on sale for 34 grand instead of 35 something, which is normally that's before tax, of course. It did not come with the weight kit. So this right here, I added that on, and that play right there. And also added a brush guard right here. It's about $1,000 upgrade, which kind of sucks because the SM120 comes with them. Actually, I don't think it comes with the front brush guard, but it has weights even on this side of the back. I can do the same thing, but they're expensive, so I just kind of bought these two. Seems to work pretty well, so I don't think I'm gonna go to the double weights. I'm not sure if they use the same drive motors. I think the SM120 might be more powerful. I don't want to put too much pressure on this thing, but it's been handling every job pretty well. Only breakdown I had, I'll show you guys when I put the grapple down. But this is what it looks like under the hood. I try to keep it clean. 50 hours you change the hydraulic filter, which is over there, and oil and oil filter. Super easy to do. Cost, I don't even remember. I did it, I'm at 120 hours, but I did it at 50. But I think it was 100 something for everything. This hood, I don't know, the alignment is like off, but it's super easy to just push over. But as you can see, it's messing up the plastic, which it is what it is. It says they're built in the USA. Actually, I've had a big issue with this thing. Well, it could have been a big issue. Two, I forgot to mention one. As you see, I unmounted my box over here. It's basically like a circle that holds your user manual. You can kind of still see the mark from it. I had to unmount it on the job site because I looked under my hood before I started the next day, and look at this, it was rubbing through. And yeah, if I wouldn't take it off, I would pop a hydraulic hose for sure. I'm pretty sure this is hydraulic hose. Don't quote on it. Don't quote me on it. It might be an oil one, but I think it's hydraulic. So yeah, that could have been a bad deal. So I just took it off, and to avoid issues. So if you do get it, make sure you check your things. I've heard about people commenting about this issue on like Facebook forums, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. My machine doesn't have it, and boom, I hit 100 hours and I had the same problem. This has never not started, even in the cold winter months. I think this year we got down to like 12 or 13 degrees. The machine started. I didn't try cranking it right away. What I was doing is I was just letting the glow plugs warm up and just kind of, you'll see the preheating. Oh, it won't even show because it's heated. It's up to temp. I basically would say preheating, so I would do that a couple times, let it preheat, and then every time I'd start, it would start. Well, let me start it up for you guys so you guys can see what it looks like. It's a diesel. It's got 119.5 hours. I forgot to mention I had another issue. What happened is this, you see that metal clip in there? I don't know how it cracked, so my button was skipping when I would rev it up and down. But now it's super responsive. Like you see, I rev it up, rev it down, it goes down, but it would stay revved up. So I had to like try multiple times and go super slow so it doesn't skip. Typically, you always have to have your foot on this when you operate. You hop off, it's gonna stop the machine, and it'll throw you the operator light over there, no operator. Put the brake down. All right. Super easy to use on a joystick, so it's like one hand's over here, one hand's over here, like playing a video game. This right here is up and down on the grapple, so if I rev it up, it'll go fast, but if it's revved down, it goes slowly. Still goes pretty fast, but not as fast. One thing I forgot to mention, I didn't know what this aux thing was for, but once I got my brush cutter, I figured out. So I'm assuming it's for like augers, brush cutters. It's so you don't have to hold this down or up for the blades to spin. You just lock it in, and then they're always going to be spinning. So I did a brush cutting job with it. It was pretty good, except the brush cutter broke down. And the dealer said it was my fault because I hit some metal or something, and what happened is it got stuck in, it basically went inside the motor and cut the seal, something like that. I'm not sure. They diagnosed it, and that's what they told me, that I hit something. So unfortunately I had to pay out of pocket to repair that, even though the brush cutter broke down on its first job. So I was mulching kudzu. I don't know if there was some internet wire or something that was just chilling, because I didn't see anything. All I was doing is mulching, and at the end of the day, I look under my thing and I see, like, I thought it was motor oil, like gear oil for the motor, but I took it to the dealer and they said it was hydraulic fluid. Another problem you got to look out for, I put a clip right here in a zip tie. I don't know how, but somehow this came off. The dealer said there's some washer or something, and this pin right here was hanging out. It was like stuck on the last thread over here. So it could have been a really bad deal if this would have just fall off. Thankfully it didn't happen. I'll put a picture of what it looks like. I found out right when I loaded the machine at the end of the day on a job site, and I was so thankful it didn't fall off. I was at the dealer this morning, picked up my brush cutter, and I forgot to ask about the pins, but they haven't told me that they came in. And I called them about it like 2 weeks ago now. So I've been running like a janky zip tie over here, and I put a pin that I bought from Tractor Supply. It's a snap ring or something. So it's been holding up, but yeah, kind of sketchy. But the Grapple is a USA Grapple that the dealer sold me. If I had to do it again, I would not buy this Grapple. I would get the heavy duty one. People say that this thing will lift more than the heavy duty ones because it's lighter. I mean, I'm not even trying to lift max capacity. I'm not trying to beat the crap out of my machine. I want it to last. So this Grapple just feels cheap compared to the other ones. I like the root Grapples. Like, they have the spikes and stuff over here. This one doesn't. And also, because it's not as heavy duty, it doesn't extend as much. I think those will extend a lot more because they are longer and bigger. So that's another thing I regret. They do sell a branch manager for it. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it just because I deal with brush, kind of like here. And I just kind of put this in a ditch over here. But basically, the Grapple grabs it really nice. And I've even moved, all these logs were moved by this Grapple. As you see, like, it barely reaches and grabs, but if there's bark, it will hook onto the bark and it will move these logs. They are a bit thick for it, but it does work. I'll show you guys once I lift one up. But overall, the machine's been really reliable, just minor things here and there. Also, one thing is, so far my hoses are great, but like, I don't like this. Like, why are they just hanging, you know, randomly? Why don't they have like a plate they run through or something? Because I have a feeling one day they're just gonna snap, because what happens is sometimes they get stuck under this hydraulic over here, and when you push it down, it clamps them. And yeah, I'm not too happy about that, but I don't know what to do. Alright, so I lifted up this log right here. Whenever you have a big boy like this is red oak, it's super heavy. Definitely not 1,000 pounds. The machine didn't struggle to pick it up. But what happens is if you go up too fast or down on the Grapple, it will start swinging you forward and backwards. As you see, I don't have any weight on the back, and actually the back track is off the ground. So I don't know. Obviously, if I hop on it, it goes back on the ground. But yeah, I mean, it is tippy. The tracks aren't wide, so I really wish I had wide tracks because they would do less damage to lawns, and I won't have to worry about carrying plywood everywhere with me. But it is really fast. This is one of the fastest mini skids on the market. I've done a lot of tree work with it, and it does work good. It's a pretty beast of a machine. Reason I chose Wacker is because the dealer is right here. Oh, look at that. You see that? Just swung me. It's really fast. So I got the machine loaded up. I got a job coming up tomorrow. Just want to get ready so I don't have to do all this in the morning. But this is the brush cutter. That's going to get used tomorrow. You can zoom out a little. And then that bucket for a little bit of grading here and there. I wish I had one with no teeth too, but eventually I will. But for now, this one will work. Overall, I'd prefer teeth over no teeth if I could only choose one. This plywood is jank, but I got it from a job, so I just continue using it. I wouldn't buy it if I had to buy it. So if you do have buy a mini skid, don't buy this. This stuff is junk, especially when it rains. It gets super heavy, bends easy, snaps. So that's the only reason I have it, is because I got it for free. Machine's all greased up, ready to go. I also am bringing the stump grinder. This is the Barretto 30 SG. They both fit nicely. This is you can fit them even if it was a little bit wider. It's just like a dump trailer space. This is actually 102 wide. These are drive over fenders. It's kind of like, I want to sell this trailer. At the same time, I don't want to sell it because it's useful. Like, I can't bring all this with my dump trailer. So I have dump trailers. As you see that boy right there, it's a top shelf dump trailer. Can't haul all this with it. I can fit maybe both machines if I angle them and all that, but definitely not with the attachments and plywood. So this is a 20-foot flatbed, and it's a lifesaver, honestly, whenever you are only doing like dirt work and stuff, because without hauling anything away, you can do it in one trip compared to bring a machine, go back, pick up the other one. You take everything with you at once and you get it done, and then you go home. So yeah, I would like to sell this trailer and use the money on something else, but at the same time, I don't want to sell it because it's so useful. I bought that trailer for my junk removal business. Before, I had the mini skid steer attachments, all these attachments. I just had the bucket grapple, and then I ended up getting a stump grinder as well. Now I don't want to sell it because I'm not really hauling cars. It's very rare that I get them on jobs, and I was just gonna sub someone else out to do it. Now that I have another machine, I don't want to sell it, but I might sell it when I get another dump trailer. This is my top shelf dump trailer, telescopic. It's an absolute beast. I got two of them. My next one is going to be 3-foot walls though, because 4-foot walls are not ideal for the mini skid, and I'm going to go with AK axles and some 14 ply tires instead of 10 ply. I just want to get a really heavy duty trailer, that way I can haul a lot more weight than this, because I don't want, I mean this trailer will probably do it, I just don't want to break it. So that's why I'm going to be getting a more heavy duty one. I might sell one of these if I can't keep it busy, but plan is to not have to sell anything. But obviously, if you get slow, you got to start selling stuff off. I could start off by selling this trailer, but I have a wrap on it, and I don't really want to take it off because it's still pretty new. I think I got a wrap like a year ago. This was my first trailer. I only had one trailer when I got a wrap, and yeah, the business kept growing, and I just kept reinvesting everything. I'm kind of risking it all because, yeah, money is tight, and I'm kind of crazy. I just keep investing and buying more equipment because without equipment, you can't make money, so you got to take a risk. And that's how I see it. So I've been taking risks, but like I said earlier, if I get slow, I'm kind of in a pickle and I got to start selling stuff off, which sucks, but I don't want to do that. So I'm like working like crazy to have work so I don't have to sell anything off. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.